Get off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Tiki Live, Amazon Music, JioSaavn, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Rumble too. And why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip here, no scandal, no K words, no Kanye talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. Why not 100% of the time? Because if you're happy 100% of the time, you're dead. And I don't want dead people walking around this studio, but I want you to enjoy all that is available to you. You can start the day. You have a choice every morning. You can do this meaningless scrolling, and most of the time it's bad news, or you can tune in right here where I try to balance out the bad news with some good news and topics and people and great guests. If you missed the Waltons or Corey Feldman or Dee Wallace, the mom from E.T., the beloved Marion Ross came back to the studio last month. She's 94. If you missed that show, please go to my YouTube channel and you can free subscribe and get the free recording, and you can watch and listen to that wonderful interview that I did with her and her son, Jim Meskimen. And you know from who popped into the studio what day it is. It is Friday, and that means it's Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elan Carter. I'm only 1 minute late.
And you know her. She's you might remember her from being a dancer on Soul Train or a Playboy bunny in Hugh Hefner's mansion, or the daughter of Otis Williams, the founder of Temptations, or the mom of my favorite young budding musician, Trace Austin, who is my family, part of my family. Elan and I got acquainted a year ago. It's our anniversary this month, where we met at a fundraiser, and it was instant. We gotta see each other more often, and this is it. We get to see each other once a week. Good morning, darling.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm happy and grateful. Let's go right into breakfast so we can talk about what's been going on that we appreciate and are grateful for. It's taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. We have breakfast every morning so that you can start your day with gratitude. So what are you grateful for this morning? Here we go. Ready?
Yeah, right there.
I already have my coffee. So
my first gratitude that I got here and got coffee.
There's two. I'm grateful that you got here and I finished my coffee. That's 4. Okay. I'm grateful that I got downstairs and did 36 minutes on the bike and 40
so
laps on
you look
in the
great.
pool.
I actually was not. I was gonna say, gosh, I need to work out. She looks so good. I was thinking that as soon as I got in, how good you look, so vibrant, and you know, you lost a lot of weight. But I mean, you know, you look good before, but you just really look good.
Thank you. Yeah. You saw me halfway through my weight loss. So I started Valentine's Day 2022 and have dropped 35 pounds. So my doctor's happy with me too. And my cholesterol's down. Woohoo!
I'm great. I'm grateful that you are disciplined enough to go, because I'm not. to go to the gym.
Well, you're lucky. You don't let yourself get to that point where you need to lose all that weight. So that's a discipline in and of itself. So
Well, thank you, because I ate a lot of baklava last night.
was it good?
So good.
Show sponsor.
Baklava and coffee.
There you go. Yeah, we keep saying we got to do that.
Yeah,
last gratitude.
Oh, okay. So my gratitude is, I'm grateful Therese is going to have a billboard on Times Square today at 4:30.
Teresa.
In New York.
Who?
A billboard, like a huge billboard in Times Square today. It comes on at 4:30. You'll see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
now,
I know. I went all over with that.
Who's going to be on there? Do I know?
Trace, my son, Trace.
No, I thought you said Teresa.
Trace.
Oh my God, he's going to be. Oh, wow.
So anyone in New York, please check it out, because I have to go film it. That would be. We got to get Orville Nation to take a video and send it to me. Well, it depends on where he is in New York. Like if he's in the city, a lot of people are on the outskirts. Yeah, that would be awesome. Oh my gosh, you're kidding. Now, is that because he's doing the fundraiser or because of the nonprofit? I think this one is for his album, and he's doing the South Park. So I think it's a combination of the South Park and the song. I'm just so proud of him. Here we go. Trace, this is for you from your Auntie Marissa. I'm so proud of him. Me too. I'm so happy. Yes. And I'm proud of you. Well, thank you. I try to do what I can to be vigilant and get them going. Sounds good. All right. And now we go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what do we appreciate about ourselves? What do we like about ourselves? The reason why we do this is because, Elan, why? Why do we appreciate ourselves? Well, we need that self-love to go about our day and continue in this life journey. Then we're less likely to go looking for love and approval from other people who may not be able to give you what you need. And yeah, we talked about this yesterday with Sam. Sam says hello. We talked about toxic relationships. I know. Toxic relationships and why people stay in toxic relationships. And one of the reasons is they don't know how to feel good about themselves without somebody else telling them. So that's why we do this. I love and appreciate that I am disciplined, that when I don't feel like it, I still, gospel according to Nike, just do it. I appreciate just my obstacles that I have, and I go through the journey and I learn how to overcome constantly. No matter how frustrated I get, I learn to overcome those obstacles, and I do. So whenever someone's down, tomorrow's going to be better. Always. When I interviewed Halle Berry, she said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Yes. So there you go. I appreciate that I am a great multitasker, as I put your headline on. That I can do more than one thing at the same time. I think that is a good appreciation for myself. Go ahead. I appreciate that I'm a good strategist. I know how to strategize through things. That's a good one. I appreciate that I'm a good communicator, and I can be direct and put the moose on the table, which is my Canadian version of the elephant in the room, when I need to. And then I can keep my mouth shut also most of the time when I need to. I said most of the time. And with your last appreciation. I appreciate that I actually will put the moose on the table and address it so it doesn't bother me. I think that's why a lot of us harbor a lot of things which manifest into other things. You have to address it right then and there. And then once you release it, you move on. And I appreciate that I'm very good at just saying, right, I'm going to nip it in the bud.
Absolutely. And that is it for Breakfast with Dr. Marissa and
Elan Carter.
On Tempting Conversations on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah. And we hope you had a delicious breakfast because we did. And I promise you, if you do this for 28 consecutive days, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. And today we are talking about a fun topic. This is Elan's topic. So why don't you introduce it and why you want to talk about this?
Well, today I want to talk about traveling. I travel a lot. I don't have any trips planned this summer, and I'm just kind of having a hard time because this is the longest I've been home, which my animals appreciate it. But I think we should talk about travel. What are the top places? What are the places that I think that you can just, even if you want to go, I think we could prioritize if you're interested in some of the places I've been. I have a friend that I actually met her on a trip, and this young woman has created this app, young girl in her 20s. Obviously she got quite a bit of money because she's been to every country. She's in Korea right now. She's gone to Thailand, Australia. I mean, this girl's been everywhere by herself, and I commend her on that. So she's coming back in August because I don't know how many countries she's been in. Probably about 30 in the last 6 months. And she's going to give me the top list. I'm just going to give my list because I've been pretty much everywhere. I haven't been to Asia. I haven't been to Asia and Australia, which I did get the opportunity to go and twice. And that was another story. My husband went, and I didn't get to go. But because I chose not to. I was busy. When you have kids, right? Other things come into play. But I'll do my top choices.
Okay.
I love Italy. I love Italy. I've been all over Italy.
Okay.
That I lived in London, everything was so close. And because the weather's so bad, every hour, 2 hours away, you're in Italy. Italy is my top favorite. I'm going to go to which are my tops. Then I love Hawaii is always my favorite place. I love Hawaii. I really like Bora Bora. I really like Greece. I like the south of France. I'm not big on it, but I like the south of France. My mother's in the Bahamas right now. I haven't been in years, but that's one of my favorite places.
That's so weird. That is so weird that you said that. Well, she's there with the Snoop sisters, I'm guessing, right? And if you missed that show, it was hilarious. That's on my YouTube channel. But I just posted a video from the Bahamas yesterday, not knowing that Mama Goldie was there. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, she's there. So
isn't it crazy?
So those are some of my top choices. Maui's my favorite place. Florence is my favorite place in Italy. I love the history in Greece, but Santorini was wonderful. That was beautiful. And the people were great. And I base a lot of my travel based on how the people react, right? How the people treat you as a tourist, as how people treat you as Americans. People don't understand. We're so used to being the dominant of every place. We expect everyone to bow down to us. That is not true, right? So we have to respect other people's culture when we go there and just kind of take a step back. And I love food. So one of my drives for traveling is trying different foods in different cultures. And I think I love Italian food so much. So that could be a lot of it. I haven't been to Thailand. Keith has been to Thailand a couple of times and he says it's wonderful. I have a friend who lives in Thailand and loves Thailand. I've been to, when I went to Bora Bora, you have to go through, I can't even think right now. I want to say Fiji, but it's not Fiji. The people were wonderful. And I love the Polynesian people. Personally, really, really like the culture. I like the rituals. So I enjoy that. The island, I think I must have been an island girl in another life. I like Dominican Republic. That's a really nice place. Right now, it's kind of like not a safe place, they say, to go. I don't know what's going on. I think there's some politics going on right there, but it's one of the nicest places and affordable because they have a lot of inclusive, but their hotels are like 5-star hotels, and the people are wonderful. And for me, it's a step above Jamaica. I don't want to put Jamaica down, but my mother loves Jamaica, but I prefer the DR more than Jamaica and the Bahamas. I've been to Turk and Caicos. That's been many years ago, but it's the most beautiful water I've ever seen. I'm trying to think of some other places.
Where would you say the most friendly? You were saying, the people. Where have you been that has been the most friendly and the least friendly? Just to make it a little bit.
Greece is the most friendly people. They were the most friendly, right? It's like you have the little grandmas and the papas, and they're so warm, and they just will like, come eat. Very friendly. We're really surprising. I left out Spain. I love Spain. Spain is one of my favorite places. They're the least friendly.
Oh, interesting. Where did you go in Spain?
I've been to Malaga, Mallorca. I've been to my sister just left there a week ago. Barcelona. I've been to Madrid.
Barcelona. I love their language. I love the way they say Barcelona, which is one of the reasons. Which is why I loved watching Money Heist, that series, the Netflix series, because it's all Barcelona Spanish. And I just love the way that it sounds.
Well, Barcelona, they're really much more friendly, not in Madrid. And I'll tell you my reason why I think I went there years ago when I was young. I dated a Spanish guy in Spain. Oh. So I would go. And I took my friends. That's nearly here or there. But I experienced it when I was young, and when Keith and I went, and Keith speaks Spanish pretty well. Well, my husband's mixed, and so they assumed that he was maybe Puerto Rican or Cuban. He can be either. He could be any of those things, and his Spanish is pretty decent. So they don't like anything that they think may be other than European Spanish. I'll put it that way. And so I got kickback from that. And we were trying to explain, well, we're American, we're not, well, yeah, you're American, but Puerto Rican. We're like, no. And I told him before we went, I said, they're going to act funny to you because they're going to assume that we're Spanish, because a lot of people in Europe are African descent from Africa. And that we look we're watered down in America. We're mixed. Black people are mixed here. So we look quite different. So they knew right away, right? So they associated us with being of one of the Latin South American countries. So that, other than that, I always have a great time. I love the food. It's such a great place. If you want to party there, you don't go until 11 o'clock at night. And then you come out and go to the clubs at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's the weirdest thing. And then they party all day, even during siesta. So it's great. And if you could get past that, not everyone was like that, but it's enough where it's pretty prevalent. Every time I've been there, I've had that experience. Sweden, I like a lot. Sweden, you party all night and then come out, and it's sunny at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, like it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon in the summer. It's really interesting, but I love Sweden.
Sweden is gorgeous.
Yeah, gorgeous. Sweden is really beautiful. I like that. I would tell people, I would recommend people go to Sweden.
So 2 funny stories with Sweden. One is I was living in Brussels for 2 years. And so every weekend I would travel around on the train, which I loved. If you haven't done the Eurorail train.
It's so cold in Brussels. I couldn't take it. Go ahead. I couldn't take Brussels.
Well, why do you think I moved back to California? 2 years. 2 years is all.
I even mention it.
Yeah, I'm solar powered, so I have to have the sun. And there's no sun in England and Brussels. If you ask which one's worse, if the people in England say Brussels is worse, and the people in Brussels say England is worse. So they're both not.
And Paris is not too far from. Paris put it in there too.
But still not as bad. Still not as bad. But if you go through Brussels, go through the train station, La Gare, because they have these waffles, Belgian waffles, real Belgian waffles. Have you had those?
The best waffle I've ever tasted, ever, anywhere I've been is in Belgium. You can
Yes.
walk down the street. You know how like and this is what I always say. You know how in New York you could get a pretzel off the cart. You could get the waffles off the cart, and they're sweet, and you don't even need syrup. You just bite into them.
Right.
I don't know.
You eat them with your hands. You eat them
And
with
there's-
your hands.
Yeah.
You don't use a fork and a knife. We
Nope.
totally don't understand waffles here.
No.
If you want a real,
sticky. They're sticky. The
Sticky.
dough is stickier, so it has a different. And there was a restaurant that was like a 5-star restaurant called Beluga something. I remember that part of it, and it was amazing. Those were the two good things about Brussels. If anyone's going, I know the rest of every place.
If you go in this,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, even in Monaco, I even know the good restaurants because it's super expensive. So expensive. My dad was gonna take me when we were young, and we ended up not going because my grandmother had an accident. But Otis said, when we go to Monaco, don't ask for any food. Like, we're eating at McDonald's. First of all, you won't find a McDonald's there. I ordered a pot of tea, which was $35 for a tea bag. I kid you not. And I split a sandwich with my mother-in-law. It was like a club sandwich. Now, you know how club sandwiches are usually really big and has a lot of, we're like, okay, we'll get that. It has a lot of food on it. It was just a regular Wonder Bread club sandwich. I was so hungry. I think I was pregnant. That club sandwich was $40.
Yeah, I totally resemble that. And I remember someone saying to me in Brussels, and they were making fun of Americans because the whole idea of, more, bigger, like if you go to our grocery stores, you'll see, this 20% more, right? Or 50% more volume. There's nothing like that on the grocery store in Europe. There may be now, but then, and I can remember, without giving away my age, it was a long time ago, a screwdriver, a drink, the vodka and orange juice was $25. $25 for a screwdriver. This was when screwdrivers here were maybe $3.
Oh no,
so
it
was a long time ago. Super expensive.
So expensive. And when I lived in London, it's to frustrate me because the refrigerators are tiny. And now I have a smaller refrigerator now just because I bought one during COVID because my refrigerator broke down, right? But it's still, to me, double, triple the size I had in London. You go to the grocery store every day. And that drove me crazy. So the weather is bad. You got to go to the grocery store every day and they don't have preservatives in their food, which is good, right?
Yeah.
But you have good. So that's frustrating.
Yeah.
I did not like that. But you're totally right. I lived in Vienna when I was young and I was modeling. I lived in Vienna, and I remember going over there and I was hungry. I was living in a pension and I had to go to the grocery store. Well, I didn't know. This was before the bags here became a thing, right? You had to bring your own bag. And I had no idea the milk, like if I wanted to buy cereal, the milk was in a square carton. Now we have those now, but then we didn't. And I had no idea how to shop. The eggs are not in the cold section. The eggs are sitting out on the shelf. So there was an elderly lady that felt sorry for me, and she saw me and she helped me get grocery because I didn't even understand. I can't speak German. I didn't know what I was buying. So I just kind of got whatever. It looked kind of like tuna fish or whatever. I wasn't prepared for that. The grocery stores are different, but the drinks, if you go to Italy and if you go to the restaurant, people should know this. If you go and you have pasta, you'll have a reasonable dish, right? Reasonable price. They get Americans on this. And then you ask for a soda or iced tea. It is $10 to $15 and they'll give you a bottle. So it's not like it's how we have the tap. So So always know that your drink is going to be more expensive than your dish.
Than the meal. And the best meal is what the chef is making. So if you go to Italy and you're having dinner, the best dish will be the one that the chef chooses for you. I learned this the hard way because I would say, I want this and want this. And every time whoever I was with was smarter and would say, the chef chooses whatever the chef is making. And it is absolutely incredibly good.
Oh, the food is so amazing because it tastes different because it's fresh and they grow their food. They must not put anything on any of their fruits and vegetables because the flavor is amazing.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Hold on 1 second. I want to say hello to Baptiste John Niabizi. He is hailing in from Africa, and I believe he's in West Africa. And I met his friend who was on my show, Frederick, who had his arms chopped off in the Rwandan genocide. And so he's continuing that work that was Jesse's place. Jesse's on the other side now, but they're continuing that work for all those who lost limbs in
wonderful.
West Africa from the Rwanda. Actually, not from West Africa, from Rwanda. So hello, and thank you for joining in and saying hello. It's a wonderful when I get to acknowledge him. All right, well, I was going to insert myself here. And just,
I want to finish my Italian dish thing real quick.
Okay.
Italian.
I'm back at Morocco. I haven't gotten my
Okay, we're
comment
there.
about Morocco or Sweden.
We have to go to the places and why it's okay to go. We have to talk about.
But I want to say what, but where
look what's happening. This was my idea. I got this one.
But I can't comment on your idea.
My dish. So I want to say this to everybody because we brought one of my mom's friends with us when we were in Italy. We did a trip. I'm from New Jersey. I love Italian food. I make the best. I will put anyone to the test on lasagna. I make the best lasagna, I think, because I grew up with all Italian people, right? So as a young kid. When you go to Italy, it is not the same food as American Italian food. And a lot of people make that mistake because it's totally different because we have gravy. They have fresh tomatoes. There's no gravy. I mean, you can get it, but when we go there and we ask for that, they just look at us and go, you stupid Americans. Do not expect the same Italian food that we eat, which is culturally different than when you go to actually Italy. That's all I want to say. The food's different. It's delicious, but it's different.
Well, that's why I have a hard time having Italian food here because I loved the authentic Italian food there. And so I still have yet to find a really good Italian restaurant. But let me go back to Sweden. Yeah. When I was traveling through Europe, I would have this is when I was young and not so smart, but I thought I would have some fun. And I rated the attractiveness of each of the countries. And I sat in the middle of the square and I would count before I found somebody attractive, right? So in Italy, it was like one out of the first, like the seventh guy was cute. Yes. And the fourth girl was cute. In Spain, it was like the 11th and the 14th. I don't remember exactly. In Brussels, it was like the 20th and the 28th. In Sweden, it was like 1 and 2. They're so attractive.
They're so good looking. And believe it or not, I expected everyone to be tall and blonde. And I have a type, right? I like the more Latin type, Greek, Italian looking, right? They're so diverse there. And there's a lot of mixed people there. My husband's actually half Swedish. And so he still teases me to this day. We went to this club and there was a guy that was like the bodyguard, a security guy. And every other person's good looking. The women, the men, so fine. I'm walking and I'm holding my husband's hand. We're dating at the time. I ran into a pole. This guy was so hot. I went, bam. And I was like, oh, and he goes, that's what you get.
That's hilarious.
There's only one other place besides California, because we have beautiful people here, that I think that can give Sweden a run for the money, because hands down, everyone there is good looking, right? There's so many attractive people. Brazil has everyone beat. Like, they're so mixed and exotic looking that you're just like, well, damn, like they got everything. Whoever settled there, they got everything in one package. The women are just dead gorgeous.
Tutto bang. That's
Oh,
yes,
the
that's
Brazilian.
very good in Portuguesa, right?
Yeah.
Tudo bem.
Yes, the
So
Brazilians are beautiful. They are mixed with, they're East Indian, they're African, they're Portuguese. They've got, I think, German. They're just beautiful people, and whatever that mixture is, it they just are really pretty people.
yeah,
But
so
you're right about Sweden. Sweden, they're good looking.
so you can tell that if you've just tuned in and wondering what's going on, we're having our first fight because we can't let each other talk about where we want to go to travel.
Right.
But it's all good. You are tuned into Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa
Elon Carter.
and you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and of course, my YouTube channel where we are streaming live right now. And you can free subscribe there and get an alert every morning when we're talking about fun things like travel. And that's Lon's topic today. I'm trying to get a word in edgewise now, but
I know she's fussing with me. We're fussing because she's trying to outdo me on the travel, and I'm like,
I'm not outdoing you. I just
know,
want to
see, we're fighting. No, because you know what? I'm a little bit more broad when it comes to food than you are. So I want to talk about the food because you'll eat stuff that you like certain things, and I'm a bit broader on. I'm broader on the food. I got you beat on that one.
All right.
Brazil is delicious, but if you like meat, you will find the best meat there. It's really fresh too.
In Brazil.
Delicious in Brazil. It is.
Yeah. All right. So this is from U.S. World News and World Report, and I'm bringing this up. I actually was in the new U.S. News and World Report when I was modeling and running the modeling agency. Isn't that cool?
Really
long time ago. So, okay, Paris, I would say it is a place you should go to, but not necessarily number one.
Yes, it's
right?
It's beautiful to see, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
And we were very close to Paris. We went to Paris all the time. My husband worked there, so we would go there twice a month, and I could take it or leave it. But the south of France is good.
I agree with that. South of France, Portofino, I think is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Yeah. I bumped into literally Madonna there, and that's not why it's beautiful. But I would say my number 1 and 2 places for beautiful are Portofino and the drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco on the 1. It's one of my favorite things in the world. All right, Bora Bora. Have you been there? I have not been there.
Oh, I love it. I want to go back so bad. We were talking about it last night. It's the most beautiful place. And I love Hawaii. Like, I think Hawaii is my second home. Bora Bora is the most beautiful place I've been. Now, I'm sure there's other places, but on all my travel, I haven't seen anything that pretty ever.
Now, Bora Bora is not in Hawaii, thoh.
No.
It's a French Polynesian island, right?
Yes.
What is it near?
I swear I have brain thing this morning. It's not. It's like
okay. It's in the Pacific. It's off of in
Tahiti.
Australia.
It's Tahiti. No, it's Tahiti because we went to Tahiti first, which is great. It's the city. So I went to Tahiti. We went to the town, and they had this little cafe. I don't really like chocolate that much, but I had this chocolate coffee drink that was the best thing ever. And when I go back to Bora Bora, I am going to that cafe. It was delicious. So if you are going there, look for in the little town where the coffee chocolate place is.
Glacier National Park, number 3 in Montana. Have you been there?
No, I haven't been to Montana.
I have not been there. Oh, why are we doing this too? We wanted to insert a little bit of a, like those shoehorns to get you off the couch watching series, because one of the things that pandemic did was it got us a little isolated, and travel with all the restrictions and all the scare stuff. So it's time we can go back out there. Travel is a great industry to support it, and it expands yourself. Life is way too short to just sit on your couch.
Even
That's
if you go to
the
Santa Barbara or Palm Springs, I mean, if you're in California, somewhere local, just go. Just like take the weekend and just it resets your mind too.
Absolutely. Roma, I love Rome. That is
Oh,
one of the places that I love. There's a
the
lot of
history is like it's you can't even like translate the stuff that you see. It's you're just kind of in awe, like people during that time what they did. So you definitely should go to Rome and just you don't need to take a tour bus. You actually can walk everywhere and just take comfortable shoes because in Italy. I remember me and this guy were in the pharmacia because both our feet hurt. And we were trying to tell them we needed like Epsom salt and pads. You need really comfortable shoes because they're cobblestone if you're going to go to these different places, historical places, and it will throw your balance off. So make sure you have shoes that you wear.
Good point. Swiss Alps, I've been there. I got to ski in Pontresina. It's beautiful, beautiful. If you're a skier, Pontresina and Lake Louise in Canada are my two favorite ski places. Have you been to the Swiss Alps?
I haven't been to Swiss Alps. I've been to Canada, but I haven't been to Swiss Alps.
Okay. Maui, beautiful, beautiful. All the Hawaiian islands are beautiful.
I'm trying to get another home there. Like I love Maui. I know the island really well and they know us there actually.
Is that you dinging?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Can you unding? Thank you. London, England, where my co-host lived. I actually lived in London, England as well. I only lived there a year and I was very young. I was 4 years old. My brother was born there. My younger brother was born there. And I came over to New York on the Queen Mary, which is actually right over here from my place. Can you see it?
Wow. You came over.
Yeah, I was on the Queen Mary coming over from London to New York when I was 4 years old. And I did, I was in the talent contest and I did, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Yeah, it was really cute.
That's so
All
cute.
right.
Trace was born there. So, you know, I lived there for a London.
Oh, Trace was born there too.
Yeah, Trace was born there. We didn't move back until he was 6. So he'll tell you he's British in a heartbeat. He had an accent. His accent.
That's cool. Maldives. I've not been there.
No.
Have you been there?
Not yet.
Okay, where's that?
That's out in on the way to Keith told me. He's like, if you go
Asia.
Yes, I was gonna say
Asia.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to say my favorite top place right now.
Okay.
I don't know why I totally forgot. Dubai. I love Dubai. I can live in Dubai.
That was coming.
You knew I was gonna say Dubai. I love Dubai.
It's not on this list, I don't think, but we'll keep going. Turks and Caicos. Didn't you say that? You said Turks and Caicos.
They don't know about Dubai. I'm telling you, Dubai is the place to go.
Turks and Caicos, you've been there. I've not been there. That's not the place that has the cool stamps, is it?
No, it's just water. It's like the most gorgeous water you've ever seen. It's just beautiful, clear, blue. And it's not really, you could tell like man hasn't gone in there and done whatever because it's still such beautiful water, right?
Yeah, interesting. It is in the Caribbean. Yes. And it is in the Dominican Republic, north of the DR, like you were saying. Cool. I might put that in my bathtub list. So I don't have a bucket list because buckets are too small. So I have a bathtub list. Tokyo. I've been there. That's a cool place. I saw my first drunk men in Tokyo. I was hilarious. I was, I think, 8 or 9 years old. Bullet train, fantastic. If you want to see one of the most interesting places in Asia, I would say it's Tokyo.
Yeah.
Phuket, not you could pronounce it another way and I'd get in trouble with the FCC. So, but we'll say Phuket, but it's Phuket, and that is in Thailand, I believe. I have not been there. I've been to Thailand, southern Thailand. I have been to Thailand, but not in Phuket. Have you?
I haven't been to Thailand. He's been to Thailand a few times. I haven't been. And I
I
love Thai
have,
food. Thai food is one of my favorite foods, and I haven't
it
been there.
is. You know, but the best Thai restaurant ever been to is in London, England. I
Yeah.
don't remember the
Busaba?
name of it. It was
Are you saying
upstairs.
Busaba? Busaba is one of my favorite restaurants. It's the best Thai. It's in London. That's the first place I go when I get off the plane.
Thai and Indian food are phenomenal in London.
Yes.
Yeah. Costa Rica. Now, the reason why I've not been to Costa Rica, even though I've been invited to actually teach there, I've not been to Thailand, and I went once to Philippines and will not go back, is because I am not a good hot weather traveler. This is where, Alana and I are like in 88% things, and this is the one thing we are diametrically opposed.
You're not going to
like hot.
You're not going to like Dubai because I love the heat and it's hot. But if you go in January or February, it's like the weather right now. So it's not super hot in January and February. It's like I went there last year and it was like this. It wasn't warm enough to swim, but it wasn't cold.
Okay. I will make a deal with you. If I get a speaking gig in January or February in Dubai, we'll go.
But if you start going like May, June, don't go.
Yeah. Okay.
You can go between November and March. You'll be fine.
Okay. South Island, New Zealand. Guess who's going there in January 2024?
Oh, good.
Yay, I'm so excited. I get to go back to Sydney. I'm not one and done, but I like to do everything once. I like to try everything once, right?
But but I wanted to also let people know like what places where they should go. And if they do want to go, the pros and cons of going, right?
Okay.
What is good, what is not good, what foods to get, what foods not to get. And there's certain things people should stay away from. Like if you go to Dubai, I love Dubai. And people think, oh my God, it's the Middle East, but it's like Las Vegas on turbo. There are rules, but people in America are like, oh, I don't want to do that because of this. Well, we have to respect people's rules, just like when people come, they have to respect ours. So I think it's just a matter of just being a little disciplined. And it's really not, the things they ask you to do is not that big of a deal. They don't want you make it out in public. That's all, right? You could be with your spouse, but you can't kiss them. Right. There's little things, but the food, like anything you want, they will cater to you and they treat people so well. It is the friendliest place I have ever been, hands down. Culturally, I don't care who you are, you will be treated better there than any place I've ever traveled to.
Cool. Do you still have to wear the head thing?
No, it's like Las Vegas. Well, I don't want to get in trouble, but they have working girls there. You know what working girls wear? Like you go to the pool and the girls got on G-strings and they have their outfits. So it's like it's literally like being in Las Vegas. You can't walk around naked. You can't walk around probably with your bathing suit on down the street, but you can dress just as sexy with shorts or whatever. I think only when you go someplace else outside of Dubai that they may have stricter rules, but I haven't been anywhere else. But literally, it's like if you saw Vegas 200 years from now, because it's very futuristic. Another rule, I know that we have like CBD here and people can smoke weed and people like to do whatever. You can't ever get caught with I know someone who had a vape pen. I know a friend who had a vape pen, nothing in it. It just happened to be in their bag and they went to jail and they're not playing. So that kind of stuff, even if you have rubbing CBD oil, like for paint, you can't take that in there at all. And you can buy drinks. They have drinks in all the restaurants, but you can't buy drinks. There's no liquor stores to buy it. You only could get it in a restaurant.
Interesting. Wow. So I didn't know that.
Alcohol. But other than that, it's pretty lax. It's just respect the rules. Don't get in fights with people. They don't have any of that. You can't assault anybody. They don't, the racism, they don't play any of that. You walk around in the stores. If someone acts funny, you go in the store and you feel any racist vibe towards anyone, they'll put you in jail and fine you $5,000.
Wow.
So you don't have any of that where you feel uncomfortable.
Look, Dubai is on the list. Number 21.
Well, it should be like number 2. I don't want people going there because it's too many people are starting to go.
Got it.
Enjoy it.
Tahiti's on the list. Banff, we were just talking about Banff and the Canadian Rockies and the skiing. The Great Barrier Reef, definitely gotta go. Gotta go. Now, I've heard that the reef is already degrading, but if you're gonna go, I went. It's one of the most beautiful places. I have this picture where I'm like this, and there's fish, doing the circle thing around me.
See, Keith scuba dives, so that's why we go to Hawaii a lot, and he scuba dived in Bora Bora with sharks because he does that crazy stuff. I'm not doing any of that. So that's his half Swedish side because I'm not doing that.
There's Barcelona on the list that you were saying. Amsterdam is super cool.
I've been to Amsterdam. Really
have you
cool.
been there? So did you go to the bars that actually have drugs like in a hookah that you can buy? Like you sit down instead of getting alcohol, you can get a hit.
I don't do anything.
I didn't either. I just thought it was interesting.
I thought it was really cool. What I thought was really cool, and I thought it was crazy because I heard about it. They have sex shows there. So we were with a group of people to keep it clean. We were with a group of people and I wanted to go because I'm just interesting. Like I thought maybe I'm a voyeur. I don't know. I wanted to watch. So we went and it was boring. I was so disappointed. I was like, it's so mechanical, right? We go and we went with my husband and his friends. And I was like, oh, it's kind of boring. It wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. But for people that want to see it, the fact that they did it just blew me away. How could they do that? And you really mentally, I guess culturally, you have to grow up there and be in the mindset that it's okay to do that because I'm just not that open about anyone's watching anything. But I definitely wanted to look. And so
yeah. Well,
it was interesting.
The Dutch people are probably the most liberal and also the most
freaky.
They're language savvy. I think Dutch people, the average Dutch person knows 5 languages.
My language is Dutch, and she speaks 5 languages. And we went with Dr. Obing, and she was speaking Dutch. He couldn't believe it. He called one of his friends, and she was speaking like going back and forth. He's like, "I'm so impressed because she speaks so many languages." Yeah. But yes, that was interesting. I think that they like different things. They like to explore things that probably we are not as open as a culture to do.
I passed a guy on the street and he literally looked at me and said, "Do you want to fork?" He didn't say fork. I swear to God. I was a model at the time, but still, I don't think he knew I was a model, but literally walked by him. He goes, "Would you like to?" Yeah.
Well, the thing is, for me, was the little, stores where you can go in and have sex, right? And so I thought it was this glamorous thing. I wanted to go see the red light district. And it's just this tiny little square glass with a curtain, an itty bitty sink to wash up, and a cot for a bed. And I was like, that just made it really sterile too. That didn't even look exciting. I'm like, I guess guys just get drunk or high and they go, and it's sad. And then the girls are really you rate, like there's these beautiful girls, and then you go to the next aisle, and then there'll be like medium looking girls, and then you'll go and there'll be you get whatever, maybe the 99-cent store dollar girl.
Oh, stop.
Say that. No,
different tastes. People have different tastes.
I'm just telling you what I saw. And I was like, it made me sad because then you have the guys in that one row. And I go, the girls, what are they going through that they had to do this? Because they were just standing in the window. And I'm talking about the things when you go to these cultures and these countries, you see, this is what you see. It made me sad. I was like, oh, so it wasn't as interesting as I thought.
You're right. Got it. St. Lucia.
I just wanted to talk about the places we go and what happens when we get there, so you'll know. Because
okay, take the New York City. The list is done. we've gone through pretty much everything. Grand Canyon, Rio. You've been to Rio, right?
Yes.
These are the top 30.
Um,
So, okay.
Balloon
So
really
what
nice.
haven't you said?
I was gonna say I think it's called Beluge or something in Brazil. That's really nice. It's a little town that's hours away, and it was so beautiful. That was a really cool place to get to, and we went there in Brazil. Brazil's great.
Where else?
Gosh, I've been so many places and I forget. That's why I'm saying every time we talk about it, it kind of pops up. And
Asia. If I got to go to China twice or 3 times. If you haven't been to China, I know that it's not popular now because of what happened in the pandemic, but really when it opens back up, China's history is amazing. And I have to do a little bragging about my family. We actually have a tourist attraction in Suzhou. It's called Siziling, or Lion Forest Garden, and it's the Pei family summer home. So that's a place to try out.
well, I heard Keith said Hong Kong is amazing. He likes it a lot.
Hong Kong
The
is
food
the
is
shopping.
amazing. Like for me, once again, I like to go like what places are good when you go, because everyone can get that list. Dr. Marissa, we can go online and get the list. I wanted like tell everyone like what you like in Hong Kong and where to go, so people know what to do, right? Because if you have someone who's been there, then they have an idea where they're going to go and how you rate it and how you like it versus what.
Okay, where haven't you told us where not to go or to go?
I can't think right now because we keep coming up with new places, and I've been like, oh.
Okay, when you were,
I will tell you about Vienna. Vienna was interesting in Austria. Wasn't my favorite, but I was young. I was modeling then, so I was there for like 6 months by myself. I'm sure it's a lot different now. The food was really good. I actually had a great experience there because as a model, it wasn't really diverse when I was there, but I worked all the time. So my agency asked me to stay. And I think it was just a little hard traveling around. I like to go again. I went to the countryside, and the countryside was like a little picture, like it was very picturesque. So that was a beautiful place to go. And a lot of people go skiing there. I didn't get an opportunity to do that. It's too much snow.
What's your favorite Hawaiian island?
Maui. Now, Kauai is the most beautiful. I had my honeymoon there. It's the most beautiful island because the waterfalls, it's not overly developed. I think that's the prettiest island. Maui's my favorite island because it's not like Honolulu reminds me of Los Angeles. So if you do Honolulu, you're like being in LA, which Maui, you can get the Hawaiian part of it as much as you have a lot more to do, right? If you're going there just for vacation. But you got to explore the island when you're there. Kona is nice. It's not my favorite. I swam with the manta rays. I did a night swim, which was quite scary. Very scary because it's pitch black in the water. And we did that at night in the middle of the, I told my husband I don't want to end up on 48 hours taking me night swimming in the middle of the ocean.
Right. All right.
Suit on. But I did do that.
That's super cool. And that's a good place to end. We are out of time as usual. We could probably make this a 2-hour show, but thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us. We'll pop back and talk about travel and all the things that we want you to experience, because that's what life's all about. Thanks so much, Elan. You know the drill. It's all about balance, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Thanks for joining us on Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elan Carter.
Now we want you to go and have the best weekend ever. Tune in Monday. We're going to celebrate Juneteenth. So don't leave me. But in the meantime, have the best weekend ever. See you Monday. Polly.